Hello, I'm Ivan with Vine Skills, and in this video, we want to help you if you are running into the issue of the new reports tool that is now enabled in Lead Docket is obsoleting the old reports tool. So you may see in your Lead Docket this legacy tab for old saved reports that now have to be updated to the new report. This is actually a great thing because the new report is a lot more powerful than the old one. But you may see here on your reports that it says the original leads report will be removed in October 2025. So if you're wondering, oh no, what do I have to do? What am I gonna lose? This video is gonna show you how to update that report and how to handle any scheduled reports, which is really the main issue here. So just to explain what's gonna happen is you will now, in the saved report tab, you will see a new reports done. And in this legacy tab is gonna be the old reports that you had. Now, I believe a saved reports is not an issue, right? This one, you can just create a new one and run it manually. The issue is gonna be if you have scheduled reports. Things like, for example, Domo reports that you might be pushing your data to somewhere, to your Domo environment, or some vendors that you send these reports to, to feedback information to them. These reports will stop working in October. So you wanna focus on these ones and update them to the new reports too. So Vine Skills, we're happy to do this if you need help, if you need support, and it can get a little tricky and technical. If you want us to do this for you, we're happy to, but we wanted to offer you the solution the DIY way. If you only have a couple of reports and want to do this yourself, we really encourage you to get your hands in here and do it. So I'm going to walk you through how to do that. Let me actually split my screen so we can see it better. Okay, you can now see the two screens. They're the same. I just split them, so we're gonna reference one to the other. So let me take this here and explain. The first thing is you're gonna go to your schedule reports and you're gonna open one of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this one. And I'm gonna show you the first issue that you may run into is if you open the schedule report, you see here the schedule report, and it's saying this is the template that is being sent, but you see how it's not selected. If you don't see anything selected here, it's because you don't have access to the template that was created when this report was scheduled. Maybe somebody else did it. So that's the first problem that you may run into. You will have to track down who created this report because they have access to this template. They didn't share it with your user. We, Vine Skills, because we're a certified partner of FileVine, we have an implementation access, so we can actually see all reports, even the ones that are not shared with us, for this exact purpose. So, this is the first issue. If you are creating it and you don't see a report template, stop, go track down who built that report, and they will need to do the same step that I do next here. I'm gonna go ahead and get this second one here, Shade Test, because this one, see, I can see the template. So I have access to this template here. Let me go actually grab the template on this other side. So I'm gonna go here on my legacy, save reports, and see how I can see Shade Test, last status change. So this is the report that is being sent here. I'm going to use this report. I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to see all the criteria that it may be set in here. So right now this report doesn't have a lot of criteria and it just has a set of columns. Okay, so you see this outputting column Shade. So I'm going to go to manage columns. I'm going to go to Shade column. And look, this report is easy because it only has these 3 columns in it, right? I can click on it and I can see the columns that are being sent. So on the right side, I'm gonna have the old report. On the new side, on the left side, I'm gonna have the new reports. I'm gonna come in here into a new leads report and I'm gonna build this same report. And what I have here is, let me open this up a little bit more so we can kind of track. So what I have is these columns. It's kind of hard to see it. I need to build these 3 exact same columns. So lead ID, full name, and chase date. So you're gonna copy whatever columns are in here. It may be tricky if you get some other reports like this one, for example, marketing info has a ton of columns, or Domo reports may have a ton of columns right in there as well. So that may be the other thing. Issue number 2 that you may run into is if this report that you're sending, instead of a column output, you see standard columns. If you see standard columns, these is like about 80 different columns of all the standard fields in your lead docket. So this will be a little bit tricky for you to rebuild here. The best way is for you to export that column, look at the column names, and recreate them in here. Okay? So let me go back here to the Sade one. Right? I'm going to do this job now here. Lead IDs in here already. I'm going to add chase date. And I'm going to add the full name. Here, full name. So you see, I created it. If it matters, it may not matter, but I'm going to order it the right way so it matches whatever is in there. Okay, so I've recreated the columns. That's step number 2. Then I have to recreate the filters. In this specific case, there are no filters in this report. If there were filters, you would see, like, for example, this is only sending leads under review, or this is only sending, for example, marketing source as attorney referral. If you see these filters here, you have to recreate them here. So to recreate them here is okay, lead statuses. Lead statuses is under review. And I select the same thing that I see here, I select there, right? And maybe the marketing source, same thing that I see here is attorney referral. Okay, this is the same criteria that I see in this one. I'm going to remove it because that's not the exact same thing. I'm going to run the report. And at this point, I'm not going to worry about the dates. Okay, so if you go back here to this date, I'm not going to worry about this date, except that I just need to know what is their date filter. It's a last status change date. So I want to set this for last status change date here as well. You see, I'm recreating this exact same thing in the new reporting tool. So I click it here, I run this report. Here's the report, the same thing that I run it here. So if I come in actually in here and run the same report. Oh, this one is set to download, so it just downloaded the report. I'm going to set to no just for the sake of it. This will be the same thing that I see on the other one, okay? So I recreated the report. Now, what next step is, I'm going to save this report, and I can save it with something like similar name, right? So I'm going to call it this report here. Let me go back. What was the name of the report? Was this long name here? Sade test. I would save it with the same name and maybe add a V2, right? So you know that this is a new version. Make it visible to others or not, however you want this. I'm going to go ahead and do this, right? So I've now recreated this exact same report here. What I need to do next is I need to get this new report and then just schedule it to do the same thing that I have it scheduled here. So I open this schedule and I'm going to see who is the recipient. Is this Zapier email? I'm going to add the Zapier email here. Okay, I don't think I can, I can remove mine. So here it is, I added the Zapier email. I'm going to send for the date range of yesterday. So this is going to be daily. And sorry, I'm going to show you guys one other thing there that I missed. Yeah, I'm sending the daily, and she set it at 2:16 p.m. You can set this to be exactly the same thing as the other one, 2:16 p.m. See, so now I'm setting this exact same report. Now the date range, let's actually go back to the date range because the date range is going to make an impact here. I'm going to go ahead and set the schedule. But the date range, I have to set it here. I forgot that one on the other step. Your report is being sent for yesterday. So I'm going to come in here in this date range and set it to yesterday as well. Okay. The sort by shouldn't matter as much for you here. So I'm going to hit save. Now I have this saved, the same report saved with the same date range and scheduled to be sent at the exact same time as this one. After I completed this, I can come in here and I can disable this old report. So I literally created this one and I can now come in here and disable this report. At the very top here, I can just do inactive, no. So from now on, that report that I used to have is disabled and this one is taking its place and it should be the exact same thing. So there should be no disruption with your Domo or with your any other partners. If you recreate the columns, if you recreate the criteria, there should be no disruption. You can reproduce it exactly in the new tool. I hope this helps. Reach out to us if you need any help. Also, if you see data sync in here, this is another feature that is worth exploring. This is a little bit more complex. We're not going to cover on this one. This get a ton more complex, but let us know if you have any questions. I mean, we're always here to help, but we wanted to, again, be helpful, give you guys the tools here to do this yourselves. Thank you.